bro. Just when he could use it most, watch the head pin come across and take out the 10.
Great replay. The deficit at 12. Duke looking for 4 in a row.
Still here.
He's got some kind of mojo going with that carry.
The pins seem to know when you're getting really nice to it and really clean with it at the bottom. When you're pure, they get out of the way.
Boy, he has used that TV timeout wonderfully. Now Loschetter looking for his first ever tour title. His lead has suddenly been shaved to 2 as he begins his 7th. Well, we talked, guys, early on about how challenging these lanes were, have low expectations for strikes. We've already seen a couple ham bones. Why are we seeing better scores and more strikes than we anticipated?
Well, like Randy was talking about earlier, the guys all in practice played them together, didn't give the 3-pin away very much, and so they broke them down similarly. And now that they don't have to move pairs, which is so difficult all week, the first 4 frames are lost every game trying to get lined up. These guys are taking advantage of it. I'm always amazed at how good they bowl on TV on this show when the scores are so low and the lanes are so hard during the week.
We begin the 8th. Lochetter's lead at 1 pin here in the semis of the U.S. Open. Heavy, but got away with it, his 6th strike of the match.
Chris, you know, the other thing that I see is the guys are programmed all week long to thread the needle. In practice, they break the lanes down, and all of a sudden there's a little bit more room. But to them, to guys that have been there and have bowled on that really tough oil pattern all week long, a little bit all of a sudden looks like a lot.
Well, you know how it is, too. You've bowled great in a lot of majors, and when you have 1, it becomes 2, it looks like 4.
It's a bad mammal right there. He's got some serious carry going on.
It's pretty amazing.
We begin the 9th.
Another! Woo! Stand back!
One more strike in the 10th frame, and he'll seal the deal of being the 270s. Excuse me, 2 strikes in the 10th. He'll be in the 270s. Chris Loschetter, the best he can shoot, 269. So it's going to come down to the 10th frame. And like Doug Kent said, this tournament is all about who has the guts and who has the heart.
Good thing for Loschetter, he has some fan support with him this week. We'll tell you about that in just a second. Big strike from Loschetter. And he was telling us this week his parents from Melbourne, Florida, Chris and Mary, flew up this week. He had him come up. He asked me, he said, you know, every time I make match play, I have nobody rooting for me. I need some back end. So he had a premonition, got the parents to come on up. There's Chris and Mary cheering on their son, who is in a battle with Norm Duke right now. We begin the 10th. Loschetter down 9, looking for 3 in a row.
See ya. There's that out of bounds zone that we talked about. And Chris Loschetter, at the worst possible time, found it.
The shot's really not even that far right, but they're so hard. It missed the early hook in the front of the lane, and once it breaks loose at 20 feet, no chance of recovery down the lane.
Come on. Great pickup.
That was borderline mandatory.
Yeah, that's going to keep Duke honest in the 10th frame and make him mark.
And as you talked about earlier, Randy, the misses aren't 9 very often. Norm will have to throw his best shot now in the 10th frame.
When Duke steps up, he'll be looking for 7 strikes in a row. Here's Loschetter. Just misses the 10. Great outing from Loschetter. A 245. That's your high for the day. Can Duke top it?
Nine miss, we have a tie, needs a mark. Nobody rides for free here at the U.S. Open. You have to earn it. For Duke coming up. Boy, was that one feathered nicely. Chris, Norm's playing right of Loschetter. He played right of Doug Kent. And I'm guessing that Mika's going to be left of Norm. How much longer can Norm stay where he's at and still have that look?
I got really lucky.
It is really all about getting through the front of the lane. And he's so clean right now that I don't think he's going to have to move a whole lot. Mika, however, won't be as far left as the other two guys. He may be using a little bit of Norm's line.
Amazing performance.
He's so in touch with his game. You watch his hand at the end of that first one, the 10th. He knew it was inside. His hand went directly to the right, saved it, feathered it right in there to flush. Amazing.
Duke closing in.
Look at that, what I did. I'm sorry about that.
On his second major of the season. 267 to 245. He keeps getting better today. Chris Barnes, reigning, I can now say reigning player of the year, can I? Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. And when we return, a flashback to the '93 U.S. Open and a look forward to #1